Hey, it's Dave with DavesTR4A again. Today I'm just going to show a real quick overview, not a how-to video, of installing a Ratco throttle linkage in my TR4A. It's a super great upgrade. If you're thinking about doing it, you should really go ahead and just jump in. It completely changes the throttle response of the car. It's instantaneous now, and so anyway, let's dive into this. Okay, so the first departure that I made from the standard kit from Ratco is that instead of using the bracket, they supply a bracket that goes underneath the carburetor that you bolt this ferrule to terminate the large cable, the outer jacket. And since I have a heat shield on my car, I just went ahead and drilled a hole in the heat shield. I used the 5/16, I ended up with a 5/16 opening, but I used the step drill. I think these are, I don't know if they're aluminum. They're not aluminum, I think they're stainless steel. And your standard Chinesium titanium drill set from Harbor Freight is not going to get it. You're going to have to use like a step drill or a carbide drill to drill through this thing. So, well, anyway, back to this. So I drilled the 5/16 hole there, and what I should have done, obviously it was wrong and I had to drill another one. All I did basically to fix it was I just kind of bomb-sided, I bolted this piece to the throttle bell crank, and then just used a black magic marker and just made a mark on the heat shield right underneath where that is, just right there. Okay, bad news is I had to take the carburetors off to get the heat shield off to drill it, but that's just the way it goes. So that's the first thing. Point out too that go ahead and please follow the instructions you get with it. These are just they have some good information in there on how to prepare the jacketed outer cable and measure the length. It comes in a 2-foot piece with the outer jacket and then the inner cable, so you have to cut it to fit. And there's some pretty good instructions or descriptions of how to size that outer cable. And then you'll have to use some JB weld to attach the ferrule on the terminated end of the cable. So that's this end of the cable. Okay, and then I basically followed Ratco's instructions on how to mount this bracket here. You basically have to center it up around the bell crank of the throttle, and you may have to finagle this bend here a little bit to be able to make the cable go or point the end of the cable to the end of the. You want to have this in a straight line from the cable to the clevis here. And just a little comment too, this clevis has a snap ring on it that's teeny tiny, so put a rag or something underneath there when you go to put it on, so you don't pop it and have to spend 2 hours with a magnet on the floor. So, and then the instructions say, if I can point down here, see my pointer. The instructions, oh come on. The instructions say to drill two holes here to mount the bracket they supply, and put a bolt and a nut. Well, I didn't want to do that because I'm not a contortionist. I can't get under my car. So what I did is I bought a kit to install these rev nuts. I think I got the kit. I'm going to show you the kit I got, but it was about $60 and it came with a handful of different fasteners. And then I ended up buying another box of fasteners, so I had some extras because they're just so damn handy. But anyway, I'll show you on that later how that works. But anyway, that's what I used to bolt that bracket down, and then you attach the inner cable to your standard throttle, and then that takes care of mounting that. Here's the rev nut installer that I got. It's Tack Life. I got it on Amazon. It comes with 4 metric dies or attachments that basically screw on the end here. This little piece comes off, and there's 3 SAE types. There's a 1024, quarter 20, and a 5/16 18. So they're all coarse thread. And then the metric, you get an M5, an M6, an M8, and an M10, and you get, you know, like a starter set of the nuts. Pop one of them out here. Yeah, so you drill a clearance hole the diameter of this serrated section here, and you screw it on the end of the device, stick it in the hole, and just the handles go out like this, and then when you stick it in the hole, and then you just squeeze the handles together, and it pulls the bottom of this nut up to make a captive fastener. And it's a through hole, so you don't have to worry too much about how long the bolt is, because it'll just thread right through it. So anyway, that's what I think it was about, I want to say about $60 for this whole kit, and you get like half a dozen of each insert. I used up all, I didn't use any of the metric ones, but let's see. Here's, what do I have here? This is, okay, this is the 5/16 16, so that's a pretty good sized bolt. So I had some 1024s, but I don't, or 10 quarter 20s, but I don't know what I did with them, so I'm gonna have to get some more. But that's what I used to mount the oh, wait a minute, did I use that? Yeah, I used the quarter 20, I'm sorry, quarter 20 size bolt to mount the throttle bracket on the battery box. Okay, the final step, if I can get some light on it here, is to cut the cable, the inner cable. Hold on a second here. Cut the inner cable here to. You don't want to have a whole lot of. There's a little bit of slop there, but not much. You want to have a little bit of slop on there. Basically, there's a little set screw, an Allen screw that tightens on the cable. So you. And as I said before, I don't know if I said it in this video, but basically, after talking with the guy at Ratco, he came up with a great idea on how to cut this cable, because it's you can't use your standard wire cutters to cut this, and there is a special pair of pliers you can buy, but if you already have a Dremel cutoff wheel. What he suggested was to don't buy any special tools, just find the smallest piece of shrink sleeving you have. I think I used about a 16th ID. It just barely goes over the cable, and you position the shrink sleeving so it's covering where you're going to cut, and then I just use the marker, a magic marker to make a mark on the cable where I want to cut it, and then use the Dremel cutoff wheel to cut it, and then just pull the shrink sleeving off the end, and the shrink sleeving keeps the cable from fraying and causing problems there. But you can see how the cable comes out pretty much out of the middle. It's not to the sides. You want to have it come straight up and then connect to this. And then you also want to have the bell crank positioned to where it's going to pull straight down. So, and that's about it. Then just hop in the car and enjoy it, because I'll tell you what, you won't believe the difference. So that's it. Thanks again for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and like the video, and I'll try to get some more out as soon as I can. Thanks. That's it for now. Please like and subscribe.